Letter to be sent to Chief Election Commissioner to organize national election in February before next Ramadan, says Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus in the address to the nation marking July Mass Uprising Day. July Declaration presented on historic July Mass Uprising Day. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus reads out the declaration as reflection of aspires of victorious countrymen in mass uprising on August 5 in 2024. July declares of July Mass Uprising as national heroes and vows legal protection for families, injured warriors and all participants of the uprising. Different programs including offering homage to July martyrs held on July Mass Uprising Day. On this day in 2024, fascist Sheikh Hasina fled the country in the face of student people uprising. Fascism never again gets foothold in Bangladesh, country never to be allowed to become a subservient state, says Tariq Rahman in a video message to the nation. At least 87 Palestinians, including 52 aid seekers, killed in Israeli attacks in Gaza in last 24 hours. And Netherlands cricket team coming to Bangladesh on August 26 to play a 3-match T20 series. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to News at 10. I am Roya Zabin. You have just heard the headlines, now news in details. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus will send a letter to Chief Election Commissioner to organize the national elections in February before the next Ramadan. Chief Advisor said this in the address to the nation tonight on the occasion of July Mass Uprising Day. He said the interim government is moving towards handing over the responsibility of state administration to an elected government. He expressed strong conviction that those involved in the brutal massacre in July-August will be brought to justice on this country's soil. Noting that the July Charter is in the final stage, the Chief Advisor expressed hope that the political parties will soon sign the July Charter and reach a consensus on its implementation. In his speech, the Chief Advisor spoke about state reforms, justice and various measures taken by his government over the past year, including the upcoming elections. He called upon the people of the country to participate in the process of building a new Bangladesh, the dream of which was envisioned by millions of students and citizens on July of 2024.
অন্তর্বর্তী সরকারের পক্ষ থেকে আমি প্রধান নির্বাচন কমিশনারের কাছে চিঠি পাঠাবো যেন নির্বাচন কমিশন আগামী রমজানের আগে 2026 সালের ফেব্রুয়ারি মাসে জাতীয় নির্বাচন অনুষ্ঠানের আয়োজন করেন। আপনারা সকলেই দোয়া করবেন যেন সুন্দরভাবে নির্বাচন অনুষ্ঠান করে এদেশের সকল নাগরিক একটি নতুন বাংলাদেশ গড়ার কাজে সফলভাবে এগিয়ে যেতে পারে। আমরা সরকারের পক্ষ থেকে এই নির্বাচন যাতে সুষ্ঠু, শান্তিপূর্ণ এবং উৎসবমুখরভাবে সম্পন্ন করা যায় সেই জন্য সকল প্রকার সাহায্য সহযোগিতা প্রদান করব। আমাদেরকে অবশ্যই খেয়াল রাখতে হবে তারা যেন নির্বাচনকে সংঘাতময় করে তোলার কোনো রকমের সুযোগ না পায়। মাথায় রাখবেন, পরাজিত শক্তি নির্বাচনের আগ পর্যন্ত বারবার মাথাচাড়া দিয়ে ওঠার চেষ্টা করবে, কিন্তু একটি অবাধ, সুষ্ঠু, নিরপেক্ষ নির্বাচন সফলভাবে আয়োজন করা গেলে অপশক্তির পরাজয় চূড়ান্ত হবে। বর্তমান সরকার চট্টগ্রাম বন্দর ব্যবস্থাপনাকে নতুন করে সাজানোর উদ্যোগ নিয়েছে। এই বন্দরকে আধুনিকভাবে গড়ে তোলা গেলে তা শুধু বাংলাদেশের অর্থনীতিতেই ভূমিকা রাখবে না, নেপাল, ভুটান সহ পার্শ্ববর্তী অঞ্চলের অর্থনীতিতে ইতিবাচক ভূমিকা রাখতে সক্ষম হবে। বিনিময়ে তারাও উপকৃত হবে, আমরাও উপকৃত হব। আমাদের উপকূল অঞ্চল অফুরন্ত সম্ভাবনার আধার। কুমিরা থেকে টেকনাফ পর্যন্ত নানা বন্দরের কর্মচাঞ্চল্যে সমগ্র উপকূল অঞ্চলকে দক্ষিণ এশিয়ার একটি গুরুত্বপূর্ণ অর্থনৈতিক প্রাণকেন্দ্র হিসেবে প্রতিষ্ঠা করবে। জুলাই আগস্টের মানবতাবিরোধী অপরাধ মামলায় বিচার কাজ দৃঢ়ভাবে এগিয়ে চলেছে। বিচারের আনুষ্ঠানিক শুনানি পর্বও শুরু হয়েছে। ইতিহাসের নির্মম হত্যাযজ্ঞে যারা জড়িত তাদের বিচার এদেশের মাটিতে হবেই। জুলাই গণ অভ্যুত্থান দিবসে সকল নাগরিকের কাছে আমার আহ্বান, আসুন নতুন বাংলাদেশ গড়ার প্রথম বড় পরীক্ষায় সফলভাবে উত্তীর্ণ হই।
Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus presented the July Declaration before the nation today. The declaration was unveiled at a public gathering at the South Plaza of the Jatiyo সংসদ Bhavan this afternoon. The event began with the national anthem sung in unison. Later, a minute of silence was observed in memory of the martyrs of July mass uprising. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus read out 28-point July Declaration to the nation. Leaders of various political parties were present.
বাংলাদেশের জনগণ বিগত 16 বছরের দীর্ঘ ফেসিবাদ বিরোধী আন্দোলন সংগ্রামকালে এবং 2024 সালের জুলাই গণঅভ্যুত্থানকালীন সময়ে ফ্যাসিস্ট আওয়ামী লীগ সরকার কর্তৃক সংগঠিত গুম খুন, হত্যা, গণহত্যা, মানবাধিকার বিরোধী অপরাধ ও সকল ধরনের নির্যাতন, নিপীড়ন ও রাষ্ট্রীয় সম্পত্তি লুণ্ঠনের অপরাধসমূহের দ্রুত উপযুক্ত বিচারের দৃঢ় অভিপ্রায় ব্যক্ত করছে। বাংলাদেশের জনগণ জুলাই জনগণের সকল শহীদদের জাতীয় বীর হিসেবে ঘোষণা করে শহীদদের পরিবার, আহত যোদ্ধা এবং আন্দোলনকারী ছাত্র জনতাকে প্রয়োজনীয় সকল আইনি সুরক্ষা দেওয়ার অভিপ্রায় ব্যক্ত করেছে। বাংলাদেশের জনগণ যুক্তিসঙ্গত সময়ে আয়োজিতব্য অবাধ ও সুষ্ঠু ও নিরপেক্ষ একটি নির্বাচনের মাধ্যমে গঠিত জাতীয় সংসদে প্রতিশ্রুত প্রয়োজনীয় সাংবিধানিক সংস্কারের মাধ্যমে দেশের মানুষের প্রত্যাশা, বিশেষত তরুণ প্রজন্মের আকাঙ্ক্ষা অনুযায়ী আইনের শাসন ও মানবাধিকার, দুর্নীতি, শোষণমুক্ত, বৈষম্যহীন ও মূল্যবোধ সম্পন্ন সমাজ এবং গণতান্ত্রিক রাষ্ট্র ব্যবস্থা প্রতিষ্ঠার অভিপ্রায় ব্যক্ত করেছে। বাংলাদেশের জনগণ এই প্রত্যাশা ব্যক্ত করছে যে একটি পরিবেশ ও জলবায়ু সহিষ্ণু, অন্তর্ভুক্তিমূলক, টেকসই উন্নয়ন কৌশলের মাধ্যমে বর্তমান ও ভবিষ্যৎ প্রজন্মের অধিকার সংরক্ষিত হবে। বাংলাদেশের জনগণ এই অভিপ্রায় ব্যক্ত করছে যে ছাত্র গণঅভ্যুত্থানের 2024-এর উপযুক্ত রাষ্ট্রীয় সাংবিধানিক স্বীকৃতি প্রদান করা হবে এবং পরবর্তী নির্বাচনে নির্বাচিত সরকারের সংস্কারকৃত সংবিধানের তফসিলে এই ঘোষণাপত্র সন্নিবেশিত করা হবে। 5ই আগস্ট 2024 সালে গণঅভ্যুত্থানের বিজয়ী বাংলাদেশের জনগণের আকাঙ্ক্ষার প্রতিফলন হিসেবে এই ঘোষণা প্রণয়ন করা হলো।
Earlier, Sabrina Afroz Shebonti, sister of Shohid Mahmudur Rahman Shoykot, spoke at the event. A documentary about July warrior Mahbubul Alam was screened at the event.
ওনারা কি নিয়ে কথা বলছে?
The July Uprising Day was observed across the country through various programs to honor the martyrs and injured of the July mass uprising and recall the day that marks the downfall of autocratic ruler Sheikh Hasina. On this day in 2024, facing a student people's movement, the fascist Sheikh Hasina was forced to resign and flee the country. On Manik Mia Avenue in the capital today, the Ministry of Cultural Affairs arranged day-long events to celebrate 36th July. As part of the 36th July celebrations, wreaths were laid at July Martyrs Memorial in all 64 districts in the morning. Prayers were also offered at all religious centers across the country. People from various parts of the capital marched in victory processions to converge on Manik Mia Avenue. In the evening, in front of the National Parliament building, thousands of voices joined together to sing the iconic July song, Koto Biplobi Bondhur Rokte Ranga. Today was a public holiday. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus visited the July Mass Uprising Memorial Museum at Ganobhabun today to see the progress of the construction work on the occasion of the July Mass Uprising Day. The museum is under construction as a document of the context, struggle, martyrs and the victory of the historic July Uprising of 2024. The Chief Advisor exchanged views with the concerned engineers, architects and workers and directed them to complete the work of the museum as soon as possible. Liberation War Affairs Advisor Farooq-e-Azam, Public Works Advisor Adilur Rahman Khan, Cultural Affairs Advisor Mustafa Sarwar Farooqi and other members of the Museum Implementation Committee were present on the occasion. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus has released a commemorative postage stamp and an inaugural envelope on the occasion of the July Uprising Day 2025. The Chief Advisor released the postage stamp and the inaugural envelope using a cancellor at a ceremony at the State Guest House, Jamuna today. Education Advisor C.R. Abrar, Liberation War Affairs Advisor Farooq-e-Azam, Industries and Public Works Advisor Adilur Rahman Khan, Environment, Forest and Climate Change Advisor Sayyida Rizwana Hassan, Chief Advisor's Special Assistant Faiz Ahmed Tayyib, Information and Communication Technology Division Secretary Sheesh Haidar Chaudhry and Post and Telecommunications Secretary Abdul Nasir Khan were present on the occasion. The Dhaka District Administration organized a reception for the families of the brave martyrs and the injured who fought on the streets during the July Mass Uprising, bringing down the fascist rule of the autocratic Sheikh Hasina government. The event was held at the China-Bangladesh Friendship Conference Center and was attended by members of the Government Advisory Council. Leaders of various political parties, senior government officials, family members of those killed and injured protesters of the July Uprising. At the beginning of the event, Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus appeared in a video message highlighting the initiative to take the responsibility for the martyrs' families and provide treatment for the injured. Family members of the deceased and injured protesters also spoke at the event. In her speech, Fisheries and Livestock Advisor Farida Akhtar said, "Everyone must remain vigilant to ensure autocracy never returns." Dhaka Divisional Commissioner Sharaf Uddin Ahmed Chaudhry, Dhaka Deputy Commissioner Tanvir Ahmed also spoke at the event. Later, tributes were paid to the families of the martyrs and the injured fighters of the July Uprising. Today marks the day of mass uprising that changed the course of history. The day was observed across the country with various programs. People from all walks of life paid rich tribute to the martyrs of the July Mass Uprising. Floral tributes were offered in remembrance of those who made the ultimate sacrifice to free the country from autocracy. Political parties, various social organizations and both government and non-government institutions organized programs to commemorate the day of the mass uprising. From the early hours of the day, floral wreaths and heartfelt tributes were placed at the July Martyrs Memorial at Shahbag's Projonmo Chottor. On the occasion of the July Mass Uprising Day, people across the country commemorated the martyrs through various programs. Floral tributes were paid at the July memorials and the graves of the martyrs in divisional cities and district headquarters. In the morning, Begum Rokeya University organized a colorful rally. Prior to that, senior government officials, employees and representatives from various public and private organizations paid tribute at the newly constructed July Memorial in front of the town hall in the city. In Chattogram, the day's programs began with prayers at the graves of the July martyrs. The Divisional Commissioner, Police Commissioner, District Administration, officials from various government departments and people from all walks of life took part in the event. In Mymensingh, floral tributes were offered to the martyrs of the uprising, followed by victory processions, concerts and other events. In Khulna, the district administration organized various programs, including the laying of floral wreaths at the July Martyrs Memorial at Sheep Bari intersection in the city. In Borishal, the day was marked by the inauguration of wall murals and the greening campaign in memory of the martyrs. Participants expressed their hopes for a future Bangladesh free from inequality and corruption. To celebrate the anniversary of the July mass uprising, a victory rally by students and the public was held at Rajshahi University. In addition, tribute programs were also held in Ghazipur, Naugaon, Netrokona and other parts of the country to honor the July warriors. On the occasion of the historic July Mass Uprising Day, special prayers and services were held today at mosques, temples, pagodas and other places of worship across the country in memory of the July martyrs. Special prayer gatherings and supplications were held after Zuhur prayers at mosques across the country, including the National Mosque Baitul Mukarram. The Buddhist community across the country has also organized special prayer sessions. In the evening, a special prayer was held at the International Buddhist Monastery in Badda in remembrance of the July martyrs. Meanwhile, a special prayer was held this morning at the Kakral Church in memory of the July martyrs. Additionally, a special prayer session was arranged this morning at the Takeshwari National Temple to honor the martyrs. The prayer sought eternal peace of the souls of the martyrs as well as the welfare and prosperity of the nation. BNP's acting chairman Tariq Rahman has said that fascism will never be established again in Bangladesh and the country will never be allowed to become a subservient state. He made these remarks today in a video message addressed to the nation on the occasion of the July Uprising Day. Tariq Rahman said that what happened in Bangladesh on 5th of August is unprecedented, not only in the country's history, but also in the history of the world. On the occasion of 5th of August, he also paid solemn tribute to the contributions of all the martyrs. Bangladesh Jamaat-e-Islami Secretary General Professor Mia Gholam Parwal has said that Jamaat-e-Islami will participate in the elections whenever polls are held. However, he emphasized that necessary reforms must be made and the top perpetrators of mass killings must be brought to justice before the elections. He made these remarks today at a pre-procession rally organized by Bangladesh Jamaat-e-Islami Dhaka City South at Polton in the capital, marking the first anniversary of the July 36 uprising. Dhaka City South Jamaat-e-Islami Amir Nurul Islam Bulbul presided over the rally, while its secretary Dr. Shafiqul Islam Masood, along with other central and city leaders, addressed the rally. Speakers at the rally warned that if any conspiracy is carried out against the people's aspirations, an appropriate response will be given with the support of the people. Following the rally, a large procession began at Polton intersection and marched through Press Club and Motsho Bhavan, parading various streets before concluding at Shahbag intersection. A day-long July Resurgence program was organized at Manik Mia Avenue in the capital today in memory of the July warriors, marking the first anniversary of the historic July uprising. The main program formally began with the song titled "This My Country is My Bangladesh, My Love," performed by Simon Group of Artists. Country's different popular music groups, band and solo artists took part in the day-long colorful program in phases. As part of the program, drone technology-based special drama was also presented. The drama depicted the suppression and brutal torture of the fascist government. According to the organizations, it was not only a cultural festival, but also a symbol of the rebirth of the spirit of the new generation.
মুক্তিদের রক্ত চাও লাখো শহীদের রক্তে কেনা দেশটা কারো পাবেন না লোকে বলে শকুনে তো দেশটা বেচতে পাবেন
Now, international news.